Okay, so basically, it's fucking hospital day. I was at the emergency room. I almost got an ambulance. I went to the urgent care clinic because I basically couldn't breathe. There's my prescription. I'm about to do my eyelid tape. I'm making a special video to celebrate the fact that I didn't have a heart attack. I was quite worried. The doctor at the urgent care clinic, who was a very glib kind of guy, and I felt he was very incompetent. The nurse, who was totally hot, crazy hot, some kind of ethnic. She was like, I don't know. She was white, but she had like very Penelope Cruz kind of eyes. I don't think she was Latin though. She was so hot. She had the craziest hips. I think she had a camel toe too. She got up close and personal. I started freaking out. But first, let me just get to the part of the story. So she says, you have to lay down. And I haven't slept for 2 days because I cannot lay down because it hurts so much. And I met this woman in the emergency. I was like, I think I might have a heart attack. She's like, yeah, I had a heart attack. They had to put a stent in. I was like, oh, you know, and she said I couldn't lay down for 2 days. I thought, yeah, that's exactly what's going on with me. And we talked about my shoes. I like my shoes. You can't see my shoes. That's later. Let's start off not at the emergency room, but at the urgent care clinic. And the super hot nurse says, we're going to do your EKG or something. You gotta lay down. I say, yeah, I can't really lay down, it hurts. Then the doctor comes in, the glib doctor, and he says, if you can't lay down right now, I'm gonna call the ambulance because you're having a heart attack. And this doctor looked like a wannabe good-looking guy. There were two doctors. One of them was like a real model. Looked like genuinely like straight out of a model. Then this other doctor who I got, he just looked like a wannabe. And I thought, you're diagnosing, you're saying I'm having a heart attack because I can't lay on the fucking bed. So I laid on the bed. And the nurse puts all this stuff. They left it on me. Look at this. She puts all this stuff on me. And I'm laying there, I'm going, ow, 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 ow. Then I freak out. I get off the bed. She's like fucking, she's trying to remove all these things. There's these things clipped onto these things. And I'm just like walking away. Like I'm like getting off the bed. I'm like, ow, ow, ow. I go to the corner of the room. And I'm like, oh, 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 like causing a fucking scene for real. And she comes, she touches my shoulder. She's super hot. She's ethnic. She's like, you know how it's more genetic variety when someone's ethnic. Pretty sure I saw her camel toe. Anyways, so they said, do you want an ambulance or a cab? to the hospital because you have to go to the emergency room. So I say, oh, I'll take a cab. Figure an ambulance probably costs money, which I was right. So then I go to the emergency room, and this girl who looks like she'd have, like, looks like she'd make like $80 a month on OnlyFans. She has like, she's chunky. She's good enough. And she's like, yeah, here's the bill. And she's like, you gotta pay up front or something. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, sorry, it's like, you gotta pay. It's like $1,000. I was like, but I'm Canadian, it's all free, like everything is free. And she's like, I don't know what to tell you. So I'm like, okay, fuck this, I'm just gonna go home. And I start walking away, and this other girl, this nurse, who seemed to have an eye on what was happening, she says, what's up? And I said, I need medication, I'm in pain. And she said, well, I don't know what's wrong with you, so I don't know what to give you. And so then she, I told her blah, 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 and she took my health card, and then there was no fee. She's like, yeah, like, you don't have to pay. But it was a nurse who was telling me I had to pay. And I was just gonna fucking leave after taxiing there, $30. And so, take some Advil, and I go, and there's this fucking nurse, and I have to get my blood taken, and she holds my hand while I get my blood taken. And she puts her thighs interlocked with my thighs. And she looks at me like this. Like that. And it's pretty cool. And she does this EEG. She does another one of these things. And then fucking waiting around. And there's these two guys who talk to me. And they're like a father and son. And the son has a real funny smile. He's like, like he's a character. And the dad is fit. The dad is like, he looks like a bodybuilder, but not a douchey kind. He just looks obviously jacked. And so I start talking to these guys. They say, did he get this and that? And I said, yeah, I think I might have a heart attack over here. What do you got? And the guy said, I might have back problems. And we talked about gallstones a little bit. I didn't tell them that I have gallstones, and I don't tell anyone. No one even knows that I have gallstones. And gallstones are so painful, really painful. But I don't care because it's just once in a while. So anyways, I'm worried. I'm crying actually in the emergency room. There's actually literally a tear on the floor. And there's this other girl who comes in. She's black, but Samoan. She's ethnic black. Oh my God. She's wearing one of those jumpsuits, those ethnic things. It's like a hat and a cape and a front cape, like a gown. She's wearing her ethnic dress, and you can see the curve. She's like 50-inch hips. Her skin is completely black. And she has like 20-inch waist, like crazy proportions. And she's beautiful. Her face is like beautiful. And so she's sitting beside, a few seats down, and I can see her thigh. And it's like, oh my God, like black chicks are the best. At least when they're like that. I like that particular, whoever's hottest, that's really, but those type of girls tend to be hot. I've seen a few of those ones who are really hot. But anyways, I go into finally after 5 fucking hours, X-ray, blood tests, EKG, Maybe that was all the tests. Finally, after all these fucking tests, the doctor comes in. I said, was it a heart attack? He says, no, it was an infection. I was like, thank you. He gives me a prescription for antibiotics and for painkillers. I haven't slept in 2 days. Like, you know, like I haven't fucking slept. Like, I'm in the zone right now. Like, I don't even care. But at certain times, I wanted to cry. I wanted to just be unconscious. I wanted to fucking die, actually. Not like a suicidal thing, but I mean, you know, the pain was so much, and I can't sleep, and fucking hour 20 of constant pain. Oh, it's hour 20 of constant pain. Constant, every minute, every second, constant pain. Hour 20, hour 35, hour 35, minute 17 of constant agonizing pain, sitting there going, and I, you know, fucking zanked me. Now I can cough right now. Sometimes my throat gets kind of itchy, and normally I couldn't do that, like, because it would actually hurt my heart. Like, I'd be like, anything more than that, my heart would hurt. God forbid I have a hiccup. God forbid I get nauseous. This girl works. She's gonna be like, oh, that guy. I don't care. I don't care at all. And the guy on the phone at Shoppers was a real jerk. He's like, you have to bring in the prescription. I said, do I get the prescription right away? He's like, well, you have to bring it in for me to know. And I said, well, do I have to pay for the things I get? And he's like, you have to bring it in, dude. Like, he couldn't just say, sometimes yes, sometimes no. It depends on the prescription. He had to be like, just bring it in, dude. Like, he had to get angry at me. What a jerk that guy was. And now I'm going to see him, I think. I don't know. I looked up Shoppers on Weaver Street. That's the one I called. And we are on Weaver Street right now. But it said Arlington. I think that's the other end of Weaver Street. So I haven't slept in like 2 days. And if I could friggin' sleep, you know, if I get some painkillers and I get some antibiotics. Now, funny enough, I would have given myself, if I was my own doctor, I would have given myself antibiotics and painkillers. And I would have just left it at that. And that's what I ended up getting. Okay. Did I even remember my fucking wallet? No, I didn't. Didn't remember my fucking wallet. Unless it fell out of my pocket somewhere. That's absolutely horrible. Okay. Okay, what's up? I'm in a lot of pain. I gotta put on some music. And I gotta turn the air conditioner higher. First things first is a song. Okay, now, all the things that happened today were pretty crazy. I'm in quite a lot of pain. I've not slept for 2 days. Okay, I'm not trying to hammer on that point, but I mean, I have to hammer it. I mean, fucking, this sucks. But I just took my fucking antibiotics, huge pills, and I took my painkillers. So maybe by tonight I can sleep. And this shirt says Sleeman on it. That's a beer brand. And I had another shirt that said Coors. And they broke in and they stole my Coors shirt and they replaced it with this Sleeman shirt. And that was around the time where I think I got raped, like up the ass, drugged. And then I find this Sleeman shirt, and my Coors shirt is missing. Now, where did the Sleeman shirt come from? I assumed it was from family. I assumed family had raped me. Put the Sleeman shirt in replacement of the Coors shirt, because Sleeman is the brand that family drink. I assumed it was their sick way of trying to tell me, haha, we did this to you. And the Coors shirt was nicer. It was the same color, the same size, the same kind of writing, white writing. It was basically the same shirt. But the Coors was a little bit nicer. It fit nicer. It had a nicer material on it. Now, I drove to family's house, and I went to every single one of their neighbors, and I passed out notes, basically, telling on them, saying they're horrible, and basically saying all this gang stalking stuff that was happening to me. But I was blaming family a lot more than I should have, I think, because the gang stalkers were unknown to me at that point, and they were making it look like it was family who was doing this to me. And so I got real mad, and that could have ended up pretty badly. I mean, not really, but it could have ended up with me in the mental ward or something, and saying obscure things, saying things to them that they'd say, well, you need to be locked up. And things that if they don't know the context, maybe they're right. If I think that they're fucking jerks, but they're just having the gang stalkers set me up to think that, then they'd be right to say, go take some Valium, dude. You're fucked up. But anyways, there's this one gang stalker. She was like my handler, kind of. She was pretty attractive. She was older. She commented, Coors. I couldn't imagine you wearing a Coors shirt. I thought, yeah, it was a gift. It came in a beer bag, a beer case. But anyway, so today I'm going to the hospital. I haven't slept in like 2 days. I feel almost like puking. Just the nastiest, like I'm scared. I'm scared. And the gang stalkers are following us in the cab and honking. And the cab driver is like, whoa, what was that all about? Because the guy had no reason to honk. And it just looked so fucking petty. Like it was like, dude, I'm like going to the emergency room. You're like gang stalking me at the emergency room? Like, I know that you have no dignity, but damn, And then I was at Shoppers Drug Mart picking up my prescription. This guy comes waddling over, and I think this is a gang stalker for sure. And he goes up to the pick-up prescription counter, and I think he's not going to get anything. he's just gonna fucking walk away. And sure enough, he does. He just, he says, "Oh, do you have such and such?" And the girl's like, "Yeah, maybe like aisle 5." And so he like goes off. And then he goes back again with his gang stalking girlfriend who starts coughing. But it was just strange. Like, imagine you're at a pharmacy and some guy walks up to the pharmacy counter drop or pickup. There's a drop off and there's a pickup spot. A very specialized place. It's like there's employees, but someone walks up to the pharmacy pickup spot. Imagine like how tuned you'd have to be. And it's no big deal, but to know that you just see someone walking down the aisle, and when you see that they're going to the prescription spot where you are, you already can say that person's not getting a prescription. And they don't have on red, they're not touching their face, they're not doing anything overtly gang stalkery. But right away you're just like, I know that's you. You look like you don't belong here. You look just like you would be scratching your head. Geez, you look so earnest. That's how this guy looked. He looked like a people pleaser. Like he's just trying to do a good job. And that's how they all are. They're all like that. They're not cool. The people who are like, we're just doing a good job to protect the world. Those are the fucking, like, to put yourself in the shepherd position means that you're putting other people in the sheep position. It's so condescending. Like, you're putting people down, basically. You're saying that anyone around you isn't even as smart as you and as wise as you, and that it's your job to help them all. Like, the people who you'd help, they would fucking prefer that you weren't helping them. I'll put it like that. But you can't tell these people, because if you tell them that, they'll go crazy. They have nothing to do. Really. And so I'm meeting all these people at the hospital today, which is pretty cool. And the first nurse who took my the second nurse, I don't know. They were all ethnic. All of my girlfriends today were ethnic, which was, it's just cool. Just passing trivia. And I'd really like to sleep. I haven't slept in 2 days. I'd really like to sleep. I hope so badly I can lay down soon. I hope so badly. And like all my time with the nurses, like this bracelet reminds me of that. Like I actually had a lot of fun. Minus being in pain. And well, that's about it. So, I guess what I wanted to say is like having a lot of interactions with people today and feeling like a good percentage of them were not gang stalkers. It made the gang stalkers look so like following you, like losers, like following you, like to give you the finger as you're getting surgery, like sneaking around the hospital to fucking, like make a threat or to harass you, to call you a bad name. Like, okay, he's in the hospital, he's getting surgery. Okay, pop the door open, give him the finger while he's getting surgery. Like it's like so beneath the quality of the people who I enjoyed talking to today that it was like very stark. It was like, wow, because I often hear the gang stalkers from the house, but I don't see what they look like when they honk their horns. Like, and so I never see what they look like. But seeing it today is just some like loser, like some 25-year-old guy loser just driving by, and you see him, you see his face, and you see the other people looking like, oh, what's that guy? Why is that The guy's just hammering on his horn for no reason outside the emergency room at the hospital. Like, it's so patentedly cruel. It's like so barbarically, like monstrously, cartoonishly sick. Like, there's no plausible explanation how you could say gang stalking is to help anyone. Like, it's like, clearly the reason why it's secret is because it couldn't stand its own debate. Like, it's an I don't know, untenable, unconscionable. It's not something you could just talk about and say, yeah, it's cool, totally cool. Totally good spending of the taxpayers' money. Definitely not money laundering. It's definitely not terrorism and money laundering and human trafficking and even more things. But it's definitely not that. Like, you know, sometimes you need to see a hot nurse scissoring you, holding your hand, giving you the sexy eyes, before you can really say, man, gang stalking is stupid. Holy shit. Gang stalking is fucking stupid. Because if you're only surrounded by gang stalkers and you're never surrounded by anyone like just normal, then you're going to be like fucking deluded almost. Like, not necessarily, but you'll be emotionally green. Like, you know, I don't know how to. You'll forget to appreciate how good regular people are. You'll just kind of get lost in it. Like, oh, everyone's a fucking asshole. But you won't see the good in people. But if you do see the good in people, you'll see the bad in gang stalkers. And not even from a judgmental point. Not even like, you know, those motherfuckers, I hate them. It's just like, dude, like, I feel bad for you. And don't get me wrong. Okay. I love you in a way. Like, this guy at Shoppers Drug Mart, I was like, I can see this guy's personality. He thinks he's, you know, he's just a dweeb. He's trying to get a good data boy from someone. He's just a dweeb. And I was thinking, man, like I can see how lost you are. And don't get me wrong, like I say, I love this guy. I see his humanity. If there was a legal self-defense, if self-defense was legal for a TI, you know, I would self-defend. And anyways, I hope so bad I can lay down tonight. I really want to lay down. I fed Richard, gave him his pill, gave him his wet food, got to give him some water. I just want to lay down. That's all I want to do. There's nothing else. I haven't laid down in 2 fucking days. I've been sitting or standing for 2 days in constant pain. Constant, literal constant pain. Just took my fucking painkiller. Just took my antibiotics. Please let me lay down soon. Please let me lay down soon. Okay, anyways. There was a hot girl in Shoppers too. She was thick. One of the employees was staring at her. Anyways, I think that's about it. So, thanks for watching. And I might get back on my goals soon. I don't know. This has been a really challenging 2 days. Very, very challenging. I thought for real I had a heart attack. I thought for real today I was crying that I had to get a stint. You know, like I haven't slept in 2 days, probably about to sleep. Don't mean to harp on it. Anyways, thanks for watching. So long.